you're calling Dad.
Okay, I'll just sit here by myself.
Thanks, Dad.
Put that on my seat next to him so there's. I don't know, I'm just gonna try and keep it seat. But, there you go. It's not gonna be
The seats are hiding.
crowded. Hi. Hi. I'm Joan. Hi, I'm Randy Shan. Hi, Randy. Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Thanks.
Impolite of me leaving my mark. Ah. Here, just do this.
Hello.
It's good. You have to speak. Yeah, we're good.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. My name is Leslie Koff. I'm the president of the Temple Bethel Board of Trustees, and I would like to call this meeting to order. And I didn't want to break anyone's ears if they're on T-loops, so soft gavel this morning. I would like to start this morning's meeting by welcoming Rabbi Beich for an opening prayer and a special melody from Cantor Nami.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this place. This is your home. This is our home. Welcome.
You have a supplement in your program. We're going to do this, though. Zitov li'ot. It's good to be here. Zitov li'ot bi'achad. It's good to be together. Zitov li'ot be'or shechina. It's good to be in the light of the divine presence. Hallelujah. Zitov. Zitov li'ot po. Zitov li'ot bi'achad. Zitov li'ot be'or shechina. Hallelujah. Zitov. Hallelujah. Zitov. Hallelujah. Zitov.
In the 35th chapter of Exodus, after the Israelites had learned their ways after the golden calf, and long after receiving the Ten Commandments, they came to the place where it was time to put together the Mishkan, the tabernacle. And in order to bring the components together for the tabernacle, everyone was asked to give of their heart. They were asked to give a terumah. Now, the word terumah we translate as a contribution, but it comes from the word elevation. It comes from the word uplifting. And therefore, everything that people do to form, in those days, a mishkan, in our day, a community, everything that we do uplifts us. And everything that we do elevates another as well. And whether we are talking about individuals in one's family, or whether we are talking about this community, everything that we do needs to uplift us. Everything needs to bring us higher in every generation so that we prepare for the next generation as well. With the quality of leadership that we have here at Temple Bethel, we pursue such lofty goals, and everyone is able to be part of it, and it's so good to see you all here today. Zetov lihiot po. It is good to be here in the light of the Shekhinah, in the light of the divine presence, in the light of people who make one another feel belonging here, who make one another feel that we belong here. Not that we are simply here, but that we actually cause one another to belong here. And that is the purpose of what we do. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Behold how good and pleasant it is when we are here together for these important purposes. V'hatzlacha to us all for another beautiful year. Oh, I'm sorry. I would like to introduce Julia Katz and Bonnie Denmark Friedman, who are here to offer us a mission moment. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Barbara Katz and I, who, by the way, is sorry that she couldn't be here with us today, have been so honored to co-chair the Temple Bethel Endowment for Spiritual Leadership campaign over the last 2 years. I am so grateful and inspired by the commitment of our members to contributing to the success of this campaign. In fact, it was Bonnie who inspired our family's contribution to the campaign, and I would like to turn it over to Bonnie to share her motivation for her transformational gift.
Good morning, everybody. My family has been members here since 1970, after the birth of our first daughter. In fact, our dear friend, Sandy Dutch, of blessed memory, did an oneg in honor of her naming. When we joined, we were embraced by the community. We've both been past presidents. My husband, Gary, died in 2020, February of 2020, after 52 years of marriage. In fact, a lot of people said to me, the last hug they had before the pandemic started was at Gary's Shiva Minyan. I see heads nodding. Well, we had this COVID pandemic, you know. And during that time, we discovered what was critical in our lives. For me, my family, my friends, my Temple Bethel community. The staff just was excellent at keeping us going as a community. Rabbi Beich and Cantor Nami pivoted on a dime. They kept us together, they made us stronger, and they became rock stars. We had services, we had cooking sessions, we had concerts from the Cantor. Something that was particularly wonderful for me was that the Cantor ran a weekly support group for choir members. Where other congregations are struggling to maintain their memberships, ours is actually growing. We passed deficit budgets in the summers of 2021 and 2020 and 2021, reluctantly, because you can't run a congregation without doing some fundraising usually. We discovered that the membership contributions weren't enough to keep us going. So the development committee decided to talk about ways of doing some fundraising. It was truly a grassroots group of people who decided that what we ought to do is honor our clergy, who had been so amazing during the pandemic, and always. So we created the Endowment for Spiritual Leadership. They are the two best clergy in the world. They work well together, and we as a congregation appreciate the synergy that radiates out to us. Our goal with this endowment is to make higher salaries available to attract and keep the finest clergy. The key, we believe, to long-term security here is the vibrancy of our clergy. All of you are here today because you're devoted, as I am, to the values and mission of our congregation. So we ask you to join us in making contributions from your hearts to build and maintain our community, to demonstrate your confidence in the future, and to cement your legacy. Thanks.
As Bonnie mentioned, our spiritual leaders are really essential to our vision here at Temple Bethel, and we are so proud to share our success of the campaign so far in reaching 5 out of our $8 million goal. In addition to our financial goal, we also aim to have 100% congregational participation by June 30th at a level that is personally meaningful to each individual or family. If you've not yet supported this campaign, we invite you to join the more than 130 households who have already participated with a gift of your own. The true and lasting success of this campaign depends on commitments from all of our TBE members. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Stephanie Kushner, Executive Director, to the BEMA to introduce the staff.
Good morning. Although this section is titled Introduction of Staff, I'm happy to say that no one needs an introduction. At a staff retreat we had earlier this week, we celebrated staff milestones, which I'll share with you. I'm grateful not only for staff's passion for what they do, but their dedication to working at Temple Bethel. I want to share a few of the positive results from the survey that staff responded to and we worked on during the retreat. When asked if they feel their work is valued by TBE and feel trusted and respected, 100% of the staff responded agree or strongly agree. When asked if TBE cares about staff, 100% responded agree or strongly agree. And when asked if they enjoy interacting with members, 100% responded agree or strongly agree. Staff's positive experience not only comes from working together, we do call ourselves a family, but with the many volunteers and leaders in this community who a lot of them I lovingly called our unpaid staff because of the dedication to TBE and the work to help staff whenever possible. Of course, there are things that came out of our retreat that we need to work on to make us stronger, which will allow us to better service this community. But we are happy that our core values and our core strengths are staff and the volunteers that work with us. I will now introduce the staff and let you know how long they've been working at Temple Bethel. Rabbi Jonathan Beich will celebrate 18 years this July. Cantor Jacob Namey will be 4 years this July. Myself, hard to count, Executive Director for 4 years this July, but working on and off at Temple Bethel. I have the most name tags, I think, for 18 years. Kendra Sager has been our Interim Director of Lifelong Learning for 6 months, but has been with Temple Bethel for 6 years. Melissa Osborne, also a keeper of many name tags, is our Director of Business Operations and has been here for 4 years. Aliza Hoffert, Program Coordinator, recently celebrated 10 years with Temple Bethel. Kathleen O'Connell, our Lifelong Learning Coordinator, has been here for 2 years. Our Facility Coordinator, many different roles, has been here for 18 years. Sarah Popkowitz, our Communication Coordinator, has been here for 2 years. Summer Koff, helping us with live stream today, has been here for 1.5 years. And we have additional facility staff that have been here for 6.5 years. Our youth advisors, Dan Maloney is ending his 3-year run as our Muddy advisor, but has already taken up many volunteer opportunities, so we're happy about that. Alex Kushner, yes, related, has been our Maddie advisor for 6 months and happy to say he will continue. And Allison Wexler has been our juniors advisor for 3 years and will continue. So thank you to staff for your hard work. Thank you to leadership and all the volunteers without whom we could definitely not do our jobs.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I would like to welcome Dale Cunin up, one of our co-treasurers, to give the treasurer's report, please.
The financial information is in your program, starting on page 6, and you will see that what Julia and Bonnie were referring to is that for the last 2 years we have had a deficit, and the budget that was passed this year also has a deficit that is being planned to be supplemented by some non-operating funds. We have had success in MARTA's deficit reduction task force, and they've done a great job in reducing the expenses that we had and in offering increased revenue. On page 7, you can see the details of where our operating funds come from. The majority is from membership contributions, and those are thankfully increasing. I'm happy to be here as your treasurer with our member contribution system, which is working and means a lot to me personally, that we are able to sustain our our temple with contributions that are meaningful to our members, and we got rid of the dirty word of dues. Okay. But our expenses are rising, and the member contributions, even though we anticipate an increase of 4% from last year to this year, it's still not enough. We need to have ways to sustain our congregation. This is the last year, the year that we're ending now, of the Goodman operating grants. We got $40,000 from them this year and have gotten similar amounts for the last 4 years, I think, and that is not going to happen anymore. They've stopped giving annual funding, so we have to make that up somewhere. And our personnel is our largest expense, and we have had a natural attrition that's reduced our staff, but we took a drastic step this year and took the, for the coming year, took the funding of the lifelong learning out of the operating budget, and it's going to be covered by our non-operating funds. And we need to get to the point where we can do that with the endowment for spiritual leadership that will cover our clergy. We have, as of the end of April, we have over $6 million invested. Those are our non-operating funds, our permanently endowed, and our restricted, our temporary restricted, and that's great. We didn't have that 10 years ago, and we need to, and that is providing us with over $100,000 a year into our operating fund to, as part of our distributions. We have, as of the end of April, the amounts invested that have, the cash that we've already received for the Endowment for Spiritual Leadership is almost $2.6 million. So we have pledges, but that's how much we have, and we need that we need that to go up so that we can continue our and sustain our temple. That is, people want to look at the financials. I would, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me or to Stephanie or to Carly, and we will be happy to discuss anything that you want. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. I was so excited to hear the financial report that I totally skipped over approval of the minutes. So let's revisit that. In your handout, your program, the minutes from the annual meeting from 2022 is listed. Does anybody have any corrections or questions about last year's annual meeting minutes? Show of hands, anybody? Hearing none, the annual meeting minutes from 2022 are approved as presented. Michelle Gustafson, thank you so much for always doing such a great job with the minutes. Next, we have the report from the nominating committee, which is the business at hand. This morning, we welcome Sue Golden representing the nominating committee. I would like to thank the nominating committee for their service, chaired by Steve Lipton, for their time and attention. Sue, your turn.
Hi, my name is Sue Golden, and I was pleased to serve on the nominating committee along with Mark Burgum, Susanna Goldberg, Marta Karlov, Steve Lipton, Sarah Sherman, and Stephanie Kushner as ex officio. First, a thank you to our departing Board of Trustee members, Howard Erlanger, Marty Megoff, and Sam Mesrich. This morning, I am sharing a motion from the nominating committee to elect the following slate. Officers: President Leslie Koff, President-elect Marta Karlov, Second Vice President Susanna Goldberg, Co-Treasurers Carly Jacobson and Dale Coonan, Recording Secretary Michelle Gustafson, Immediate Past President Steve Lipton, Men's Club President Alan Schwartzstein, Sisterhood Co-Presidents Casey Becker and Rachel Letter. Trustees nominated for a 2-year term, Sarah Ben and Leslie DeLange. Trustees continuing in the middle of a first term, Zach Galen, Barbara Katz, Victor Levy, Scott Paler, Lauren Schmick, Sarah Sherman. Trustees nominated for a second 2-year term, Gwen Jacobson and Roger Wolkoff. Trustees continuing in the middle of a second term, Karen Horler, Julia Katz, Linda Rivitz, and Jane Taves. Trustee to be elected for a 1-year term, Maddie President Henry Maloney. Back to Leslie.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you for representing the nominating committee well. All right, so is there any discussion on the nominating committee slate? Opening it to the floor. I would like to call for a vote on the 2023-24 Board of Trustees. All in favor, show of hands. All opposed? Congratulations to the Temple Bethel 2023-2024 Board of Trustees. I would like to just take a moment and say a few words about our outgoing trustees. Some are here, some are online, and if you'll indulge me, I'd like to take the opportunity to speak personally about the people who gave of themselves to the Board of Trustees. First, we were so fortunate to have Sam Mesrick as our Maddie President this year, also sitting on the Board of Trustees. Sam, we were thrilled to have you in our presence and to have you lead so many, many people who could feel your light. We wish you growth and many good adventures in your next stage. Marty Megeff. Marty, thank you so much for bringing yourself into leadership. We enjoy learning about you, your considered and deliberate thinking, the fact that pineapple upside down cake was your favorite dessert, and learning about, as you would say, your engineer mind. You promised me a few years back a few years of service and nothing more, and for this personally, I am appreciative. Howie Erlinger, where are you, Howie? I know you're right here. Hi, Howie. Howie, we ought to make a regular habit of walking in circles around Wingra Park. They won't have to mow the lawn anymore. We would just wear it down. This community has been lucky to have your incredible heart. You have been a careful and inventive guardian of our future. You are very much appreciated. Howie, could you please come up here? I'm not intending to embarrass this man, but I'm going to share a thing. He doesn't have to say a word. I want to show you a thing. Thank you to Sarah Poplowitz, who helped me with a special project, something that I thought that we really needed. It looks like this. I'm going to read it. It is with heartfelt appreciation that we recognize that you, Howie Erlinger, have given so much of your time and heart to the Temple Bethel Board of Trustees. Thank you for your generosity to our shared community. May you continue to live a life of blessings. Here's your envelope. This is a special gift, and there's a note. Open it later. You know, when you go to someone's house and you write something special and you don't want them to see until after you leave, that. Thank you, Howie. Marty and Sam, I have your gifts. I will bring them to your houses. Okay, It is time to honor the incoming Board of Trustees. Please come up to the bema. When I call your name, start lining up this side across, all right? Here we go. Marta Karloff. On her phone. Susanna Goldberg. Dale Cunin. Michelle Gustafson. Is Rachel here today? Okay. Sarah Ben. Welcome, Sarah Ben. Leslie DeLang. Welcome, Leslie. Victor, are you here? I don't see Victor. Okay. Lauren Schmick. Sarah Sherman. Roger Wolkoff. Karen Horler. Julia Katz, whispering in front. Linda Rivitz. Jane Taves. I don't believe Henry is here. Have I missed anybody? Impromptu pop-up board members anywhere? Okay. Come on, Alan. Forgive me. I actually saw your name and I didn't read it. I value you, Alan. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm saying it in the mic for the benefit of people. All right. What?
Leslie, what about the past presidents that are lifetime board members?
I would like all past presidents. Fine, I'll go around the room. Dan Esser, Dan Lippman. I'm looking. Hi, Julie Swidarski. Okay, I'm looking. Carl Cinderbrand. What? I'm getting there. Okay, Bonnie Friedman, please. Bonnie Denmark Friedman. Yes, Marge Tobias and Amy Fields, please.
Well, we could move probably now. Yeah.
Whatever you want. And I'm still looking. Hold on, I'm looking. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. Who did I miss? Who did I miss, Rabbi?
Amy and her mom. I was going to stand.
And you're going to stand in your place. All right, so what's going to happen? What? Roseanne Anderson. I got it. So let me tell you what's going to happen now. So, Rabbi Beich is going to install us, and the cantor's going to sing a beautiful thing. Did I miss anybody, honestly? Okay. The Rabbi Beich is going to install the board, and then please stay in your place because Aliza's going to take a photo. All right. I'm going to go stand over there.
Yes, you should. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going over there. Fine.
Somewhere. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all can hear everything. We have 360 degrees of talking here. Thank goodness we have microphones that we're wearing. In a little while, we're going to ask each of you to hold for a few moments one of the Czechoslovakian Holocaust scrolls that is on permanent loan in our community. These are scrolls which one can imagine have been used lovingly, have been stored away roughly, and have been restored beautifully in most cases. We also have a scroll that's not so well restored, and that's okay. The committee is meeting in a couple weeks this week, as a matter of fact, to decide what more we will do with them. The scroll that you will hold, friends, is turned to the 35th chapter of Exodus. And it talks there about the construction of the Mishkan, the building, if you will, of the sanctuary. Now, we know that the modern synagogue is more than a sanctuary. We have so many parts of our community that require our help. And whether it is in spiritual matters or whether it is in educational matters or in the running of this community or in social justice or in other areas that are subgroups, we have so much work to do in every generation to maintain this. So when you hold this scroll, I want to ask that each of us think about, and we'll start down here. I want to ask that each of us thinks about the role that he and she and they will play in the further building, constructing, and strengthening of our community.
Zitov. Zitov li'o po להיות ביחד. זה טוב להיות ביחד. באור שכינה. זה טוב להיות באור שכינה. Hallelujah, זה טוב.
Those who feel they would like to rise in the presence of the Sefer Torah, please.
Hallelujah, זה טוב. Hallelujah, זה טוב.
Holy One of blessing, bestow your blessing upon these leaders of Temple Beth El. These are our board of trustees. They have been elected and they have chosen to serve our congregation. May they continue to fulfill the mandate to lead and support this community with a whole heart. May they indeed serve as trustees in the fullest sense of that word, instilling trust, earning and acting on trust, and preserving the trust of this community in the year ahead. Instill in them insight, understanding, perseverance, patience, honor, diligence, and a sense of humor when engaging in the needs and desires of our community. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations, even as they serve as stewards to the synagogue's daily needs. Oh God, we are grateful for the dedication and the giving spirit that bring these leaders before you. These trustees, who are both new and seasoned by the tasks at hand, they are prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavors, and as they seek God's protection and beneficence as they serve, we are with them in the spirit of community and peace.
And a blessing for us all in this sacred moment. May the one who blessed our fathers, may the one who blessed our mothers, bless us too, this holy congregation. Misha berach avotenu, Misha berach imotenu, hu yevarech et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. Misha berach avotenu, Misha berach imotenu, hu yevarech et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. The families gathered here today who make us what we are. Those who give funds for heat and light, those who give help to the stranger and poor, all your children, your families yet to be. May you know the blessing of peace. Misha berach avotenu, Misha berach imotenu, hu yevarech et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. Misha berach avotenu, Misha berach imotenu, hu yevarech et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. Misha berach avotenu, Misha berach imotenu, hu yevarech et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. הקדוש הזה. מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את כל הקהל הקדוש הזה, הקדוש הזה, הקדוש
Amen. Congratulations, Mazal Tov, and B'hatzlacha, and all the work that you all do.
Thank you.
The congregation may be seated.
I have to ask, did you get the picture?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the job of the president-elect to lead everyone to the steps. Right. I'm about to be, I'm just setting up the next. I'm sorry, Ellen. Oh my gosh, I know. Let's get in front, I'm sure.
Maybe I'll go this way because there's.
Turning to their seats, maybe a little Shechianu for all of us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh.
Thank you, Rabbi Beich and Cantor Nami, for that beautiful installation. I have about 4 sentences to say, and a few more. Good morning, everybody. Happy Pride. We have had quite a year. Some of you may already know that in our family, the Kaw family, we have a saying. When we're traveling, which has a lot going on, or if we have a lot of things happening in our lives all at once, we always say, remember the F word, flexibility. As you know, in our community, we are in the midst of change, and we are also in the midst of change in our world. I would like to first acknowledge this. Last year, at the annual meeting, I asked you all to take my hand as we crossed the Red Sea, or Reed Sea, or Lake Wingra, all together into a new time in our shared Temple Beth El history. I would also like to acknowledge that where I stand here, there have been so many that have stood in this very place for decades before me. Others who have staffed committees, put up the sukkah, made chicken soup, so many decades of other people who have cared about this community. They have, you have, we have kept this community going. In the 29th chapter of Deuteronomy, Devarim, God acknowledges that the covenant was being made with those, and I quote, who are standing here today and those who are not standing here, all generations, before and after, all at the same time. You know, we were just singing, here we are all gathered in your presence. Let us just imagine for a moment that we are all here together, those of us here today, those of us who came before us, and those who will come after us. I know you all asked for more parking, but if that was the case, we would need a lot more chairs. Now imagine as we are all here together, singing Hine Ma Tov, how nice it is to be together, or the beautiful thing that we started with this morning. Imagine that those before us and those after us will always be together with us. It's quite an idea when you think about it, that this is the community that we have built and are continuing to build, and let that lift you up from time to time. This year, knowing that things were changing, we took so much time and effort to plan, implement, and evaluate a listening campaign through a series of in-person and online town halls, as well as a written survey, to try to determine who we are now as we move forward in our shared story. It is from this listening campaign we are happy to share that we are restarting the Temple Bethel Caring Committee under the wise leadership of Eve Siegel, so we can care for each other in challenging times. We listened to you. This coming year, we will restart the leadership pipeline with Ati Denu, Our Future, training emerging Temple Bethel leaders. We listened to you. Thanks to the grant from the Goodman Foundation, we are expecting a July installation of solar panels, thanks to the continued efforts of our very own Dan Esser, who I will not forget again, absorbing more light into our world. Yes, I had to say it. Also, very soon, you will hear more about the report from the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, the DEI study group, led by Carrie DiTullio and Steve LaBelle, who's here this morning, which will help all of us help each other to feel more included. We listen to you, and we are paying attention. This year as well, we welcomed Kendra Sager in the role of Interim Director of Lifelong Learning. Kendra brings a number of years of experience as a Reformed Jewish educator to this role, most recently running the religious school program at Temple Sholem in Chicago for 425 children. We are so looking forward to this coming September when we will begin a third grade Hebrew program to better teach and engage our children when they are more developmentally ready to absorb a new language. This year, as well, as you heard, thank you, Julia and Bonnie, we have all had the opportunity to participate in the Endowment for Spiritual Leadership as one of our dedicated board members and teachers, Linda Rivitz, has said, sorry, Linda, you didn't know I was saying this. In 2039, in 16 years, Temple Bethel will be 100 years old. Let's make sure it's still here. Thank you to all of you who have already participated at any level or have thought of participating in this novel endowment, and reach out to us if you still have questions. And as we move forward as a community, I'm asking you to do so with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, because if we are not putting our whole hearts and souls into this community, what are we even doing? The people, you, are the heart of this community. One way that we do share our hearts with this community is through volunteering. That was my segue. So I would first like to recognize Alexander Lemkin, who is being honored this morning with the Emerging Leader Award, and we thank him and his family for stepping into this community so strongly. Alexander, we look forward to growing together with you in collaboration over many years. Where is he? There he is, flowered turn. There's going to be more talking and clapping about these wonderful people later. I'm just letting you know. This is just from me. David Bookstaff, blue flowered shirt, our volunteer of the year, has continued to be so generous of his time, energy, and attention. We are so appreciative of you, David, for sharing so much of yourself with Temple Bethel. We heartily thank Betsy Abramson, who I hope is watching right now, who will receive this morning our Lifetime Achievement Award for volunteering, obviously, for all she has done for the community over many years. Betsy has been quite innovative, and her enthusiasm has been unmatched. We are so very lucky to have her. In the coming year, we will continue to build relationships with each other, building on our sense of belonging, because what we are striving for is for the members of this community to feel a sense of a lifetime of belonging. As you know, in the coming months, we will be entering into the placement process for the Central Conference of American Rabbis, which we sometimes refer to as CCAR. We will have more to share on that process later this fall, but in the meantime, if you want questions answered, you can always check for updates on the Rabbinic Transition Frequently Asked Questions page, which is the members-only page of our website. And now, get out your phones, because we are so looking forward to the beautiful, heartfelt events that we are planning to honor Rabbi Jonathan Beitch next spring. April 14th, 2024. Here's the first one. Will be Mitzvah Day with a special project and large community lunch honoring Rabbi Beitch. Rabbi Beitch, we're still waiting to hear what your favorite dessert is so we can share it with everybody at lunch that day. We must know, is it ice cream? It might be ice cream.
Well, cheesecake or carrot cake. I'll make my mind up soon.
Okay, you don't have to let us know maybe till a couple more months, but okay, that's good. Who wrote that down? All right. On Sunday, May 19th, the following month, Sunday evening, we will have our large gala called the Rabbi's Toast. And then the following month, on June 14th, Flag Day, we will all celebrate Rabbi Beitch Shabbat with a beautiful dinner, a beautiful service, and an oneg. There will be plenty of sugar in case anyone is wondering. Next week, we have a group of people taking a wondrous trip to Israel with Cantor Nami and Rabbi Beitch. We wish a Nesiya Tova, good travels, to our members who are traveling next week. We are excited to hear about all your adventures. Oh, and remember, when you're traveling, it's good to know the F word, flexibility. Let's see if you use that in your life, huh? And to the Board of Trustees, on a personal note, you have been fully engaged in the work of this community. This has been a working board. Thank you for your hearts and your minds and your time and your energy. We are also incredibly grateful to the Temple Bethel staff, who always work hard and always with kindness, and we're so very appreciative. Thank you to our executive director, Stephanie Kushner, whose innovations this year have helped us to run a tighter ship as well as a more efficient one. Thank you for your innovative thinking. Thank you to Thank you also to Rabbi Jonathan Beitch and Cantor Jacob Nami. Thank you for your partnering and your partnership. May the coming year bring us all good health, good mazel, collaboration, and joy. May we all move from strength to strength. Next part of the meeting. Okay, we are at the next part of the meeting where we ask for any other business. Anyone have any business? Okay, hearing none. Let me explain what's going to happen. Okay, hold on. We're still doing the volunteer thing. Hold on. Hearing none, I'm calling for a motion to adjourn this part of the meeting, but remain seated for the Volunteer Appreciation Program, which is right immediately next. Okay, hold on. We have some very special folks to honor. If only I would share their names with you. But still, I still need that motion to adjourn. And second, okay, Alice, well, that's Alice second. Great, thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Hold on, soft gavel. Good, thank you so much. Now I am turning this over, thank you. I'm turning this over to the slideshow. So slideshow people. Yeah, you got it, okay. Thank you all. like, would everyone, speak English really. I would like everyone to please acknowledge Eliza Harford, who put together this beautiful slideshow. Eliza, thank you for all you do.
Good morning. My name is Dale Kaufman. I would like I have the honor and privilege of presenting the Emerging Leader Award to Alexander Lumpkin. The Emerging Leader Award celebrates a congregant who has recently taken on responsibilities and important roles at Temple Bethel. Alexander and his young family have been members of TBE for approximately 2 years. In that short amount of time, Alexander has truly stepped up as a leader. He has been involved as co-chair of the Young Families Group, musician in the Promise Band, member of the Temple Bethel Choir, member of the Music Committee, the Kesher Israel Committee, and the Environment and Climate Change Action Team. Alexander has been active in the Men's Club and helped with Mitzvah Day. Additionally, Alexander is on this year's Pride team. He is our liaison with clergy for the service and the events. The Pride service is this coming Friday evening. Alexander has placed Temple Bethel a priority in his life. We are so grateful for his generosity of time and energy in so many arenas in Temple life. May I present our emerging leader, Alexander Lumpkin.
Yeah, I was told I get 1 minute, so I'm gonna spend 10 seconds of it telling you how I get 1 minute. But I know there are 1,000 things I'd like to say, of course, but just keep it short. I guess we all understand that a lot of good things that come with time. So I look forward to the many years to come in which my time in different committees or in different ways of helping ebb and flow as my family grows and shifts, and I can see where I put my efforts, and it's nice to be accepted and brought into community wholeheartedly with open arms, and just be able to contribute wherever you can, and to be recognized that everything that you do is leadership, right? Because this is all run as a community, and yeah, just want to thank you and look forward to many years to come.
Hello. I've been given the distinct honor of introducing a Volunteer of the Year, David Bookstaff, someone I have known for more years than I care to admit to, as we have known each other since high school. When my husband and I moved to Madison, we were looking for a temple to join. It was David Bookstaff who convinced us, while walking on State Street, that Temple Bethel would be a wonderful fit for our family. Happily, he was not wrong. But we're not here to talk about me. We are here to honor David Bookstaff and all the volunteer work he has done for Temple Bethel and the Jewish community in Madison. He has served on the Temple's Board of Trustees. He was the Youth Engagement Committee Chair until recently. He helped with Cafe Panim when his kids were in religious school here. He is also the co-chair of Foodorama, and every November election, he gets us all loaded up on some delicious corned beef and deli food, with its proceeds going to benefit Temple Bethel and the various community organizations. He has also helped with food for special events and B'nai Mitzvahs over the years, including for my twins who just had their B'nai Mitzvah in April. He is always willing to lend a hand when needed. So it is with great pleasure that I now get to have my friend, David Bookstaff, come up here. Mazel tov on being Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you. Oh, step on your foot there. We're supposed to pose for a picture.
Oh.
Alexander, they told you a minute. I think Elisa told me I got a half hour to talk. So, no, I thank you to everyone. I know one of everyone's biggest concerns, Foodorama. Yes, we will be in person this year, and that's one of our big announcements. We're working on plans right now, but we do intend to be in person. In terms of volunteering and what it means to me, I just had a recent experience that I thought I would share that kind of sums it up. Most of my volunteering work has been with the youth, and from very, very young up through high school, and I also teach at Midrashah, Jewish cooking, to the high school seniors. This past year, just a couple weeks ago, Rabbi Bonnie taught a class to my cooking class on ethical kashrut. And as I was sitting there looking at a number of Temple Bethel members and thinking that I remember these kids going through Panim and sneaking in to steal bagels, and now they were able to have these, every one of them was participating in this deep conversation on ethical kashrut. It just showed that all of the work that I had done and so many other people in this room have done to help the youth programming over the years is just so worthwhile. It's just seeing the kids grow up, and it's just a phenomenal thing that we all should be proud of. So thank you, and we'll move on.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aaron Seligman. I'm here to present my mom for the Lifetime Achievement Award. She wanted to first just thank all the staff and clergy here for really encouraging and fostering a culture of volunteering, to thank my dad and my brother and myself and my wife and family for supporting her and her volunteer efforts over the many years. And to, just for myself, just to really recognize kind of what a model she's been for all of us in terms of volunteering. You saw a couple pictures of my kids in there helping out with things, and that's been great. She is currently actually on I guess you could say, an international volunteer mission. She's helping my brother's family in Vancouver, Canada, as he recovers from a broken leg, but she is watching on the YouTube stream, so if everybody wants to turn around and wave to the camera up there for her, so.
You rock, Betsy.
And she sent a video, I know, to speak directly to you guys, so thank you.
Greetings, Temple Bethel friends, and thank you so much for this incredible honor of this Volunteer Lifetime Achievement Award. I greet you today from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, where you've heard David and I are spending a few weeks helping our son recover from an accident. Elisa asked me to say a few words in accepting this incredible award about why I volunteer and what I get out of it. And so let me jump right into that. I think of the many reasons that I volunteer, the top three are: number one, it's a family tradition. My parents and grandparents were incredibly active volunteers at Moses Montefiore Synagogue in Appleton, where I grew up, and that was just something they did all the time. They were always there, always talking synagogue, always working on it, and so that's what I did too. Number two, the mission is very important. Judaism and our community and our values are incredibly important to me, and helping to build and maintain and sustain and grow a thriving Jewish community is a value that is super important to me. Third is volunteering here has given me a marvelous opportunity to meet some wonderful people who I am proud to call my friends. And I've worked on important issues with these all of you who are very thoughtful, skilled, kind, honorable, ethical people. And that has been my joy and privilege to do so. So those are the reasons I volunteer, and what I get out of it is pretty much the same. That I know I'm setting an example and continuing the family tradition that I hope my children and grandchildren will do as well. And I hope that I am living my values as a strong Jewish woman by doing good and doing well. And number 3, I'm having a lot of fun by doing it, meeting wonderful people, learning from all of them as we together continue to build a strongest Jewish community here in Madison. So, Toda Rabbah for this amazing award, and may we go from strength to strength. I look forward to another 20, 30 years of volunteering at Temple Beth El. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
I should have brought my bicycle so I could pretend to be your mother for 2 seconds. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our honorees. Thank you to all the presenters. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for taking part of this beautiful summer day and sharing it with us. Friday evening, 6 p.m., Pride Party, 7:30 service. It is Pride Shabbat. Saturday evening, we will see you at Friends and Family Face-Off here. Enjoy this day. Thank you all.
We're going to sing ourselves out, friends. Yeah, one more thing to do. And actually, I didn't know what Leslie was going to be speaking about in her remarks earlier, but there's a bit of synergy here. Was it intentional? Okay, there you go. So as Leslie was referring to earlier in Parashat Nitzavim, which starts with the phrase, Atem Nitzavim Kulchem Hayom, you all are standing here this day as the Israelites were about to receive Torah. Dan Nichols and Rabbi Mike Moskowitz wrote this beautiful interpretation where they suggest, referring to the people who were standing at Sinai then, if you are the Atem, the you all back then perhaps we are the Nitzavim, the ones standing here today. If you know it, you can join in right away, and if you don't, you'll pick up on it eventually. And you can join in whenever you like. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. One more time. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Yedosha, Kehila, Yedosha, Kehila, Yedosha, Kehila, Yedosha, lai, 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 oh, lai, 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 oh, lai, 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 lai. Each one of us must play a part. Each one of us must heed the call. Each one of us must seek the truth. Each one of us is a part of it all. Each one of us must remember the pain. Each one of us must find the joy. Each one of us, each one of us. Each one of us must play a part. Each one of us must heed the call. Each one of us must seek the truth. Each one of us is a part of it all. Each one of us must remember the pain. Each one of us must find the joy. Each one of us, each one of us. Kehila, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. It's how we help. It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. If you are a Tem, if you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember. Dream, your voices sound lovely. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, lai 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 lai. Oh, lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Oh, lai 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 lai. Oh, Yevarech, oh, Yevarech, et kol hakal hakadosh hazeh, hakadosh hazeh, hakadosh.